back to Wiseman Company, everybody. I'm Ben.
And I'm Noah.
Today we're going to be talking about pistol base pads. Now this isn't a particular review on a particular type of base pad or company. It is a video about base pads in general. Should you use them? Are they worth it?
Right, and understand that this is an accessory. This is something that is not a necessity for a firearm. And so when you get into accessories, it becomes a much more subjective matter versus a hard concrete, yes you need it, no you don't.
Right.
And so there's a lot of things that go into that. There's as much as Ben hates to admit it, there's some emotional factor that goes into it. There's the financial factor that goes into it.
Yep.
There's the coolness factor, like those kinds of things.
Yep.
I mean, that's the emotional side of it. But
practicality.
right, is it practical? What's the benefits? What's not? And those kinds of things.
Yeah. So we have an assortment of base pads here. These are all for Glocks. Obviously, there's other handguns out there, but Glock is the most.
Wait, what?
Glock is obviously the most popular.
There's other handguns?
Allegedly, there is.
Interesting.
On the market, but today we're going to look at Glock pistol mags, and the base pads we have Hive, Terran Tactical, Barracuda, there's another Terran, and Arredondo, which is a polymer base pad, not aluminum like the rest of them you see here, or metallic. So we're going to talk a little bit about them. Let's first go into, are they worth it?
Sure, and for me, I probably would not go out. This would not be something that would be a high priority for me personally.
Yeah, me either.
Except for on my 43. I really do think that the base pads on a 43 are almost a necessity. And the reason being is that the 43, for whatever reason, Glock just decided to mess with everybody who's a Glock fan and give us only 6 rounds in that. And so to put the base pad on that, it puts it back up to a reasonable, almost 1911, as far as capacity.
Yeah, the capacity is needed there. You can only, I can say you can only carry so many mags, but typically you only want to carry so many mags, and you're going to want to get that capacity up as high as you can. With the 43, you're getting how many in a stock magazine?
6.
6, and then your base pad's going to give you a plus 2.
Right. So you're up to 8 plus 1 in the gun, so you're at 9 rounds.
And real quick, these are the Hives. Really great company, great fit and finish on these. Noah's been carrying these for how long, would you say?
Probably a month now.
Yeah. So that's another great company that makes a good base pad. For me, it's really hard to justify the base pad. Maybe having a base pad on one mag lying around, I think you probably should have at least one. I know it's helpful every time I go to a class where I need to have a substantial amount of rounds on my person. That base pad just gives me an extra, especially in the 17s and 19s, it's going to give me a 5, sometimes 6, depending on the base pad, which is really nice. But for a lot of these base pads, they're going to be in the price range, well, the Terrans, you're going to be in the price range of $50 per pad most of the time.
So you're looking at 2 or 3 more magazines, and you can even go out and buy, the 22 rounders or the 33 rounders for that kind of price.
Right.
So it makes it difficult to necessarily justify it.
Yeah, so in justifying it, yeah, it's worth it. You can find them used, you can find them deals, we just had Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Would I put a base pad on every single mag? No, I wouldn't. I just can't justify it. It's cool. On some of the sub packs and like the pocket guns, gives you more grip. That's a functionality part that's really nice.
The other thing that's really nice, especially with the Glock magazines, is that it, particularly with the ones that are made from aluminum or metal, is that it does give a little bit more weight to the magazine, which allows it to drop free. I know that's a big complaint about Glock magazines, is that they don't always drop free from the mag well. and that really does assist in allowing the magazine to drop free. So that actually is a positive as well.
So yeah, since we're going into the territory of function, that's what I like too. It adds weight to the base pad, gives it a little bit more weight to fall free from the gun, because that polymer on polymer connection doesn't aid in the mag falling free from the gun that well. I've been using these Barracudas, love this company, love what they stand for, and I love their products. They only have base pads for the 43 and 26 right now. They're working on a Glock 19/17 base pad, which is going to be pretty cool. But as Noah was saying, this gives me substantial more grip on my 26 when it's in the gun. I get that pinky and then some. They put little dimples and divots on the side here, which is a little bit of texture, which is nice. So functionality wise, I like the extra grip and weight coming out of that gun.
And it is a little bit more fit and finished looking than having, say, a 19 mag sticking out of your 26.
Right, yeah.
So it makes it just look a little bit more neat, and that gets into some of the aesthetics with being able to add color, things like that. It allows you to take something, and again, we're talking Glocks because that's what we carry, but they're available for other guns. But especially with the Glock, that's one of the great things about the Glock is that you can do so much with it and customize it. And so being able to add, a flashy red base pad or the blues. A lot of guys for police will get the blue ones, things like that. So there are some aesthetic reasons that you might want to do it as well.
Yeah, and
makes for cool pictures.
Yeah, and as we all know, that's not why we carry this stuff.
Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, if you want Instagram likes, base pads usually are going to get you a couple more likes. But as far as function goes, they're very limited. And let's get into function a little bit more. Do these base pads work? All these do work. They perform. I haven't had any issue feeding with any of these. This Arredondo one, I absolutely hate. I think it's horrible. It's the polymer one because it advertises +5, +6, and I can get like +2, +3 in it. It doesn't give me any more weight, like we were talking about before. Right. The only extra weight really is the extra rounds in the magazine, not the...
But you did get to do a really cool stippling job on it.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, that's just my opinion on those particular base plates. So function, I would never take a mag with a base plate. I would never carry one without shooting it at a ton, because changing the function or the mechanics of your magazine can really play havoc with your gun. I would shoot the ever-loving piss out of these things before I carried them. Even if it's a proven company, people make mistakes. You can make mistakes installing them. Shoot them a lot to make sure these magazines are functioning properly.
Absolutely. I think that's a very important point that needs to be made. As far as another one of the things about functionality is ease of installation. Now, when it comes to a lot of things tool related and working on things, Ben will tell you that I'm the person. But when it comes to the guns, typically Ben is the one as our armorer who does most of our work. So I've helped with these, but in your opinion, how difficult, is there a difference in the difficulty level in installing these?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them, I would say it's 50-50. Half the time you're going to be cutting tabs off the mag, half the time you're not. These Arredondo and Terrans...
Now wait, hold on. When you're saying cut the tab off the magazines...
Let me elaborate a little more. On the bottom of each Glock mag, there are little ears or tabs that lock in the factory base pad or base plate. A lot of these aftermarket pads are telling you to cut off the tab to put on the aftermarket base pad, which isn't a problem. That's not an issue. I think that's a little bit overkill when Glock designed the mag anyway, but it is more work. You got to slice these tabs off on either side or ears to get your new base pad to slide over the bottom of the magazine. Now with the Terrans And the Arredondos, you do not have to cut anything off. They use the factory ears or tabs off the magazine and integrate into them. It makes for easier installation because you don't have to cut anything or trim anything.
And does that affect if you need to go back to having the mag without the base pad?
Yes, once you permanently alter your magazine, you cannot go back to the factory plate or base pad. You have to stick with whatever you purchased because you're permanently altering the magazine. So that is one side of the coin that some people be like, oh no, I'm not altering anything factory. I don't want to do that.
And there's also people who would say, screw it, I'll put the factory base pad back on without the ears and it'll be fine too. So.
And we've done both and we haven't had an issue as of yet. We have Terrans, we have Hives and Barracudas, and all of them function perfectly. It just depends on, I guess, if you're confident enough to alter a mag for an aftermarket product. It's totally up to you. I don't think there's a definite answer on the matter yet. I mean, would you say there is?
No, I mean, I would agree that Terran was probably the easiest one to install. The pin system that they used for locking it in place was very simple. Other than that, I would say that the Barracudas and the Hives were very similar as far as their installation process. And honestly, with all of these companies, the overall finish and quality of them is, I have no complaints with the installation process or with how they fit and look once they are installed.
Yep. Been carrying these Barracudas a lot with my 26. As backup mags on my ankle, sometimes on my waistband. They've been great. I love these. This is a great company. I'd have to say out of all these base plates, these in particular are my favorite. The Barracudas, they're just phenomenal. I think they look really cool too. Not that that matters, right? So in the long run, base pads, I would suggest getting at least one for your primary. It does help. I mean, I carry a 19 most of the time. I'm carrying 20 rounds in this Glock 19 mag, which is, that's substantial. I mean, we're getting into AR territory as far as mag capacity, and that's tough to beat. Will you ever use all those rounds? Doubtful, but no one ever said in a gunfight, oh man, I wish I would have had less ammo. I really wish I would have had less rounds. So why not? At least have it on one magazine.
Yeah, I agree. And again, for the tiny guns, for the pocket guns, the Glock 43, the Glock 42, the Shields, those kinds of firearms, I really think that it's something that you definitely should look into and consider for that if that's your carry firearm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially if you have larger hands.
Yeah. Give you a little bit more grip. Guys, leave us a comment below. We want to hear your opinion on base pads for your pistol or carry gun. Do you do it? Don't you do it? Give us some reasons why. We want to talk with you and discuss what's going on in your guys' heads. As always, thank you for watching this video. Please like it, share it with your buddies, and subscribe to the channel.
Absolutely. If you've made it this far, we really appreciate it. If it is your first time, like Ben said, please hit that subscribe button below. We really do appreciate having you on board with us. Remember, here at Wiseman Company, we're all about being prepared, being armed, being informed, and being involved. So it's important to us that you interact with us and that you go out and make a difference.
Absolutely. See you guys on the next video.
See ya.